Shalom, Internet. So as you can probably tell by the title you've already read and the thumbnail you clicked on, going on a bit of an adventure today. I am going to be turning this comic that I made in a class that I took at my college into a real live production. Why? Why the fuck not is a better question. Ever since I was a really little kid, I used to love comic books. I never really read like big Marvel comic books or DC or anything like that. That was never my speed. To be honest, it was probably the Captain Underpants books that got me into comic making. But I more so enjoyed making my own comics than actually looking, at established comic culture. Until I got a little older. When I was in like high school, I really got into the Walking Dead comics. I really loved that run. Another thing that I've been trying to do, I want to do a video on soon, is these books that were also probably a really big inspiration into me getting into comics. The Danny Dragon Breath books. I used to read them a lot in like elementary school and probably a bit into middle school, and then I just kind of stopped. But I want to go back and finish and look at that series, so that's a video that'll come out at some point, probably not. But today we're talking about Mrpeanut, because in my fall semester of my sophomore year here at unnamed art school I don't like, I decided to take a comic book class, and it was pretty fun, because like as a kid I loved comics so much I was like, oh cool, something to help me look into that more. So in this class we would make weekly comics to kind of come and share, and we'd either be given a prompt or something like basic to go off of, and I can't tell you for the life of me what the prompt was for this, but I ended up making this comic about Mrpeanut and the history of George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver is this historical figure, a brilliant inventor. Most people just kind of remember him as the peanut guy because he made like over 300 uses for the peanut. I'm tempted to just read the list of everything he did, but no. Maybe a clip channel video, maybe check out my second channel, maybe I'll do that, because that's actually kind of a funny idea. But today, we're not going to do that. I am going to go ahead and turn this comic book I made into a video that people can watch, because reading is kind of cringe, let's be honest. So I'm gonna turn this comic into a live production. It's easy because the script and the images are already there, so it shouldn't be that hard, right? This is also an idea I've had for a long time. Probably since around the time I made the comic, I had a funny thought of, oh, I should shoot this in live action with some of my friends. And then I kind of sat on it like I do with a lot of ideas until recently. PapaMeat, let's chat for PapaMeat. MeatCanyon, a really good, fun, kind of horror comedy animator on YouTube, announced a little art contest to celebrate his second channel hitting 1 million subscribers. And I was like, shit, that's some motivation. So that was my submission. It's going to be my submission for that art contest is going to be this finished product. Because the guidelines for his were it has to be under 30 seconds, cool, it's a 4-page comic, and it has to be theme of parody. And I'm kind of parodying history and Mrpeanut, so there you go, take your pick of which it's a parody of more. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. Okay, so I think a great first start is that I'm gonna read, we're gonna take a moment here and we're gonna read the comic book. Context. It's not comic book, but comic panel. It's posted on my second Instagram account where I throw a lot of my stupid art projects or photos, random shit. So go ahead and follow that if you fucking give a shit. I don't know. But let's dive into this art real quick. So we open with Mrpeanut on a bearskin rug, looking sexy in front of the fireplace. What a healthy nut. What a gentleman-looking, sexy mofo we got right here. Then a close-up on his face as he says, "Hey George, want some nuts?" We then cut to a night sky and a bed, poorly drawn, with a nut on a pillow as a man jolts from his bed. It is George Washington Carver, and he's sweaty, so sweaty. And he says, "I have some ideas." Now people ask me, does that mean he fucked the peanut? Was I implying that he fucked the peanut? All I'm saying is, the man invented peanut butter. Okay, that's all I'm saying, and I'm saying there's a possibility that it was an Inception-type dream from a sexual version of Mr. Peanut who offered him gay peanut sex. I don't... Now, I'm not saying that is fact, and that is 100% what happened, but I'm saying it is, in the stream of the timeline, possible that is how we have peanut butter. That's all I'm saying. And making things like this is kind of a nightmare sometimes, because you've got to, there's a lot that went into making this. I'm gonna be honest, this version of me that is talking to the camera now, it's been about a week since I finished this project, and I just needed to sit down and do this part. So this is a bit of future me that can look back and see how it went. And I think it went pretty well overall. It was pretty fun, and I'd say I'd do it again, but I don't write many comics to turn into live action. But it was a good experience. So the first step was to get into the character of Mr. Peanut. That involved buying a peanut and the fancy boy gear, the top hat, m'lady, the cane, the monocle, and some face paint, because I wanted to paint my face. I was going all in. I wanted to be Mr. Peanut, the Nutman himself. And the thing about that was that I was gonna have to shave to put on the face paint, which kind of sucked because I had just gotten my facial hair to the point I really liked it, but I had to shave. And after I shaved, I got makeup specialist, expert, icon, none of those things, but person available Blairy Lame, to do my face paint and to make me look like Mr. Peanut. And so I sat there and we went trying to do different layers and getting it to pop and be as yellow as you can. And to be honest, it didn't really turn out the way I'd like. It turned out, but it didn't. It was interesting. It was my first time with face paint. I have another project I want to do some face painting stuff with. No spoilies, but it will be blue. Okay, let's figure this out. Okay. Let's get me nutted up. Yeah. So you're trying to match, I guess, this peanut. Is there a way you can get more on at a time? Because it feels like you're putting nothing on. Yes, no.
I mean, sure, but I could put more on the sponge.
Like, just more on my face at a time, like you're not doing much, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still trying to, keep it somewhat, natural-ish.
English.
I'm trying to keep it somewhat natural-ish.
What natural? My peanut face? He's got that natural peanut face. What the fuck does that mean?
Leave me alone.
I don't want it to look natural. That's what I kept saying. I want it to look cartoony and fucking stupid. I think that looks good.
Alright, let's powder you down. Spray you with some setting spray.
Right? That look good?
Peanut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Look like a fucking jaundice. Jaundice dick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah, you guys probably couldn't see because the lighting, but I look like I'm dead. Like I got jaundice, bro.
The sepsis about to take you in, buddy.
Oh my god. And the next step was to rearrange my living room again because I had to take down and rearrange the set that had already destroyed my living room for something else that I was working on, and set it all up with green screens, lighting, to put myself into a, I don't have access to a log cabin fireplace with a bearskin rug. Despite my grizzled, sexy looks and lumberjack flannel, I don't have access to more than about a square foot of nature. I live in downtown Chicago, so you get homeless people jerking off instead of, like, butterflies and shit. So, I'm living in culture. Anyway, yeah, so we filmed that. Hang out in front of the green screen it's always fun to film some other goofs. I think Blair got me to film a TikTok, do a little TikTok dance dressed as Mr. Peanut. That was fun, kind of. We filmed some other goofs. I'm gonna go ahead and play those now. Look at this funny that is now playing.
Doodle-da-da, walking down the hallway.
Care for a glass of brandy?
The fuck are you doing in my house?
You haven't had your daily proteins. Don't you know peanuts are a great source of protein?
Ha ha ha, what a good funny. And you know what? Here's another one. You know, I once heard a great quote. I believe it was Gandhi, Jesus, Kanye, who knows, but they once said, "These nuts!" This is a peanut. That'll be all. How was that?
Sucked.
Why'd that suck? Wow, wasn't that comedy? And here's another one. If I don't know how many there are. Maybe that's it. Okay, that's it. That's all the funnies. So that was great. All of that 5-minute period of filming. Yeah, that's it. That's what I paid, like $50 for all probably $60 for all this costuming. Rearranged my living room and nailed green screen to my wall, and set everything up to do that. And now I get to take it down because my friend Kay is coming over, because he's a great actor. He's really good in the film community. He's very active in the film scene here in Chicago. He's a great person, and he's black. He's black, and George Washington Carver's black. So he got hired because he's black. And by hired, I mean I'm not paying anybody for this. I'm losing copious amounts of money to do this. So, thank you, Kay, for being George Washington Carver. I gave him a little spritz with the spritz bottle, make him look nice and sweaty. I put the little, I bought, hold up. I bought this entire fucking bag of Sox peanuts at the Sox Stadium, just to use one nut to put on a pillow that became blurry and you could not even see in the shot. So that's awesome. That's great. I don't like peanuts. This has just been sitting on top of my fridge since then. So yeah, we're in deep here. So I've been documenting the practice of making this. Anything you'd like to say as the actor of famed inventor George Washington Carver?
I've always wanted to fuck a peanut before.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Nice.
7.
All right. Yeah, I think we got it.
Sweet.
That should be it. Like I told you, literally like 10 seconds of filming.
My sweet.
Anything you want to say to the people who have seen you as the nut guy?
Well, you guys missed half of it, but I just had sex with that peanut, and it was great.
Nut. And after that, I'd finished filming. We did it. Great for me. Round of applause. I shot about 3 scenes. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's intense. So the next thing to do, and the final thing, was to edit. I don't have any footage of that. I'm not screen recording my computer. Does anybody care? Does anybody want to know? the nitty-gritty of how After Effects shit works. I think it turned out well, actually. I haven't been using After Effects for long. Probably, honestly, only a couple months. I started taking a class here at my college about After Effects editing. And used skills learned in an art school to possibly win money in an art contest. That would be funny. That would be good use of my skills. So, PapaMeat, if you're watching, you better fucking go for the nut. Go nut. That is it. That's the filming and the making of my comic book into a live action production. I'm probably leaving stuff out. I probably could have documented this better, and I don't know. It's been a day, I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's been a process to get this done. But I think the final product actually came out really well. You can watch it on the Clip channel, or I'm about to play it here at the end of this video. So enjoy that. Enjoy it on the second channel. Go ahead, subscribe to both channels. Hope you had a great time watching this. It's been a fun journey to do something completely new and different to what I do a lot. It was super fun. And I'd be down to do it again or do some other kind of form of it or what the fuck ever. I'm down for whatever. But regardless, there's a lot more great content coming. So, a tip of the Nutsman hat. And go fuck yourself. Hey George, want some nuts?
I have some ideas.